Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm your host Kevin, and we're discussing my life with Tourette's. So, I want to go over bad days with Tourette's because we're gonna have them, or we've had them. Whether you've been through them, whether you haven't been through them yet, they're gonna happen. And how do we face them? How do I face them? Maybe the way I face them can kind of give you some help on when those days do come or when they do happen. You could kind of have some things to try. And by bad tick days, I mean like when the medicine's not working, whatever you're doing for the Tourette's ain't working. It could be you're stressed to the max, could be the anxiety's flaring up. Those because those are all things that really amplify ticks, or at least I found over the many years of having Tourette's. And you know, I find one of the biggest things to do for me. Now, you might already, people out there that have Tourette's that are watching or listening, you might have your ways already. But like for me, I dig deep in myself. I do that mind over matter. You know, I look for the biggest bit of peace inside me to fight back the bad ticks, the bad days of ticks. you know and one of the big things that works for me is being around my loved ones, being around my kids, my fiance, my family in general. Or I find that little corner and go and just meditate to myself. you know because those bad days will happen if they haven't already happened to you. And it sucks because I find, like with Tourette's, no matter what you do to try to help them, gonna flare up still here and there. And I found the biggest thing was the stress. So like if we could find ways to stay less stressed, and I mean in a world that we live in today, or just society in general, it can really be a stress having to face the world with Tourette's, especially on those bad days with Tourette's. You got to go out there and accept that people are going to judge you and stare at you and whatever, which is going to in turn cause a lot of stress. So the biggest thing we can do is find ways to not stress, which is not easy by any way, shape, or form. But if you could get a handle, you could get a grasp on what's causing that and calm it down, that'll be a big relief. Because, like I said, yeah, you could be on medicine, you could be doing whatever you're doing for your Tourette's. But when stress comes in, anxiety comes in, all them things come in, to me or for me, it feels like the medicine just completely went away, completely stopped. And if I can't find that peace, if I can't find that stress relief, then it's just going to win every time. And I don't really like the feeling of them bad days because now your body's sore, now you're wore out, now you just want to lay in bed all day and hide from the world. But having Tourette's, we can't live in that bubble, that shell. We got to be able to face this world. So on your bad days of Tourette's, your bad days of them ticks, we need to find harder and more than ever a way to relieve ourselves, a way to relieve all the buildup that's going on. Because like for me, driving's my worst enemy. Like hands down, I'll take worse than ever when I'm behind the wheel of a car or just sitting in a car in general. But I've learned to find ways to kind of control that, kind of calm that down, and that's music. I'll put on some music and just get to jamming, zone out all on all that anxiety or whatever, and I'm able to focus and concentrate and be a little bit more mellow. So on your bad days of ticking, the biggest advice I could give you, the biggest help I can advise you is finding an inner peace, finding that comfort that's going to calm you down yourself. Because if the medicine's not working or whatever, then it's on us to do our part and take control. Because the minute you let the world take control and let these ticks flare up, then it's just 10 times worse on you. And you don't really want that. Like people that don't have Tourette's or don't really understand Tourette's, it's a very stressful thing when you're having a bad day with ticks. And now you got to try to face society who doesn't understand and doesn't really care to understand certain people, at least, that I'm struggling just to see you face to face. And then when these flare ups are happening, well, it's just making me see world face to face even harder. So, the biggest advice I could give when you're having those bad days is find that inner peace, find that find that safety network within yourself to calm yourself, soothe yourself. Maybe go for a walk, go for a run, whatever it is that brings you that mellowness. And I promise you, you find that inner peace, you find that tranquility within yourself, and it'll be so much easier on you. So when that next time comes around where you're having a bad flare up day, you're going to know the routes and outlets to take to help, mellow. I don't think you'll ever get them to go away. I've taken so many different medicines over the years. And yeah, the medicine I'm on now helps dramatically, but I still get them bad moments. And, unless we can find a way to cope with them bad moments and help calm them down, then you're just forever going to be up and down, up and down, up and down. So, biggest thing, and with Tourette's, with having to face the world on a bad day, finding your peace, finding your safety, finding that bubble, and just going to it, getting comfortable, and then you can do everything a lot more easy and a lot more better. So, till next time.